Oh. Good afternoon. Once again, this is Chris Bray commentating from London. We now have a Masters Fighters quarterfinal. We've seen Ricardo this morning, losing narrowly to Tobias Hellweg of Germany, who won the undefeated bracket. So, Francisco Kendall is from Portugal, I believe. It's not someone I know. Let's see how it goes. This is a 9-point match, so this is 2 minutes per point. There's an opening 6-1 for Francisco, making the well point. And 6-2 in reply, he just run away. Down and split. Standard backcomb and fair so far, no excitement. And this morning's very long match. There was one gammon, which was the last game. Every other cue finished on either 1 or 2. So there were undoubtedly some opportunities missed during the course of that match. Now, what are we going to do here? We can come down and play 24-22. We can make a deflection play of hitting the 5 and playing 24-22. And you can play 13-8, 23-21, but that gives 2 scores and 6s. This is the other deflection play. Basically, you give up a 1. Now, the only problem with plays like this is that the rear checkers have been separated. They're about to be brought back together, mind you. So 4 and 6, great return shot for Francisco. Probably a slight edge, depending on how white comes in. 4 and 6, that's an awkward roll. And minimize his shots by coming out. 13-7 is probably a little bit big. This is going to be hit with 5 and down with a 6, creating builders for the inner board points and not giving your opponent a good 6. So yes, you could run away with the 6, but that gives a lot of returns. I like this play, aiming to make the 5 or 4 point next time. Leaves only double 5 and 4-6 from the bar. Now, the other play, I think, interesting. So this is a well-known tactic whereby you put 2 blots into a place where if one is hit, you can make an anchor on the other one. 13 checkers in the zone, so, and with 1 checker back, I would certainly have considered cubing there. And again, there's been a lot of early cubes missed in the commentary that we've done so far from Gibraltar this year, which is basically a hallmark of the modern game. Cubes are getting earlier and earlier, and the top players are finding cubes where none existed before. I know, listening to Mishy's videos that he does from time to time, I know he doubles earlier than a great number of people. And given he's one of the top players in the world, he's probably right. So here we have a situation, and here comes the cube. Now this should be a take because 4s are great. Red will have a slight lead in the race. 4 and 6. So I would bring 2 down here and not worry. I'm not going to give my opponent a good 6 and 1 by coming out. So this seems entirely logical. Red is aiming his checkers at the 5 point, it's failing at the 3 point. If 5-4 is an absolute godsend. So in with the 5 and think about the 4. He's going for the more aggressive. He owns the cube, so it's an interesting play here because he could make the 20 point completely nullify Red's attack and play against Red's own rear checker. Red's got a lot of work to do to tidy all of this up. So he could play 24-20, 10-8 here. This is the completely safe version, maintaining his lead. So yes, it's perfectly fine, but I would have taken the time to look at other moves. 6-2 makes the bar. Okay, now Red needs to escape that last checker, having cube. And now he's got to come up. Now you come under 4 guns because basically if you only go to the 2, yeah, this is fine. White is not favourite to point on you. Even if he does point on you, you've got an awful lot of play left. 5-3 is pretty horrible. You're probably going to hit with the 3. You could make the 3 point, but then Red just runs away. So this seems an entirely logical game plan. 5s are good for Red, but things like 1-6 are not. 5-2 is great. 5 and 64, yeah. So big edge to Red, but depends what number White comes in with. This is going to be another hit. Yeah. Another hit. And again, no need for dramatics. Don't need to slot here and display 74. Yeah. Are we going to get another hit? Let's have a look. Oh, we are, and a hit with a vengeance. So 2-3. Might be a bit big to play 13 and 10. I might tidy up one of the blocks and play 8-5 here. This looks in, again, you've still got 4 builders for the 4 point. And now you're going to get the return hit the other way now. Because if you just play 4-1 or 7-4, White will attack. If you hit, you duplicate 3s, you take a tempo away. It's pretty standard backgammon tactics. And of course, if you hit, White can't didn't make a point unless he rolls double three or something like that. So three. I think if you're winning the race, I think you probably want to come in on the 4 point and hit with the three rather than come in with the three and oh, that looks like a very passive play. Double four, it's going to pay for it. So basically, white should still be on the bar after that last roll with red in a commanding position. And are we going here or are we going to make the 2 point? This is not unreasonable. So, yeah. So white has got away with a very poor play, basically. Six and two. Oops, I was going to say that didn't look legal. So now you want another builder for the. Oh, sorry, that's come from further back than I thought to be. One, make the point. Okay. So now white has got to contain the red checker. Needs ideally to make the bar. You can point on him. Whoops, he's going to miss this if he's not careful. Hopefully he's about to see the correct play. He should point on the ace point. Don't think he's going to see it. He's not going to see it. So the best you can say about this play is it's legal. Yeah. So they've stopped the clock. They've probably got a query about the position. So whether they have to call the referee over, I'm not sure. So just hang on for a minute while the players and/or tournament director resolve this. A lot of gesticulation going on. I'm afraid I do not know what the problem is. Both players talking to somebody off screen, so likely to be Arda, the tournament director. Possible we'll have to look back at the video to see what the starting position was. The clock has been stopped. So apologies for this. Nothing we can do except sit. Interesting if they deem this to be an illegal play and put the checkers back to where they were, whether Ricardo will find the right move, which was to point on the ace point. does look as if they're going back to check the position before that double four was played. Ah, we're back and he's found the right play. Interesting. That would have been a game winner if you haven't found one. By now, when are you going to redouble? People will redouble these too late. So we need to do some arithmetic in a moment or two. 4, 5, that will stop the redouble for the moment. Now, swap the 3-point here, I think, with the 5. Obviously, you're not coming in. Red is approximately 2 pips up, I think. White is going to hit with, not this one. Now, how do you play this? I think that's going to be the 1. And then you're going to play 16 to 11. You're not going to bring anything in range of red's rear checker. So, this looks pretty much forced. Now, can the red escape? So, the 7 would be magnificent. 9 does not escape. Now you make the 3-point, I think. As a deterrent against white sitting loose, but white is still a bit loose given the opportunity. So 7s, 8s, and 9s for white. That's an 8. Okay, so the whole game rests on this next roll. Pretty much. Rolls a 4, he's got gammon chances, now he's lost. So redouble, please. Why is he rolling? Surely he must redouble. Thank you. This is a pass. 7 of 8s and 9s cover. Small numbers like 2-1, 3-1, he can cover. And then red will have a 5-point board to come into, which he's not favoured to do, and white will go ahead and win the race. So I would be more than surprised if this redouble was taken. I would not be thinking long about this as red, I have to tell you. Again, I don't know we've seen Ricardo play earlier this morning. He played relatively well. A little bit nervous. There were missed cubes and missed plays. Sort of looked around to be playing around about a PR of 6 at a guess. And this guy I don't know at all. The fact that he's thinking about taking this, I find worrying. Because when you look at positions like this, the longer you look at it, the more you worry about the guy actually taking the redouble. So, added to all the other problems, Red's got an open 5-point for the Belarus. So, White's count is 87. So he's 4 pips behind in the race. He's on the bar. His opponent's got 7s, 8s, and 9s to cover, plus a myriad of small doubles and small numbers. 4-1, for example, covers. So this is so far from a potential take that you have to worry that he's thinking about actually taking. And luckily for him and for us, he's dropped. So it's 2-0 to Ricardo. The other question is, was it the redouble the time before Red entered from the bar? Most of these positions are redoubles. People don't understand how difficult it is to escape a single checker from a 5-point board when your opponent's got a lot of strokes in the outer boards. 5 and 1. Six five. Ricardo spent all morning rolling 6-5 lovers leaps early on. He's obviously developed a technique for this. Here we make the 3-point. White, again with a simple strategy, run away. Not with that though, just makes the 4-point. Now, yeah, I think you run away this time. You've got the inferior board, so I think this is the right play. Four is 4, hitting. 6 is out. Trying to escape the last checker and get it home. Better to leave to this 6 than the 6 on the other side of the board. 4-3 is an ugly roll. So you can play 24 to 20. You can play 8-4, 6-2 I don't like. You can play 13 to 9. I prefer this play. Makes the bar. Oh, I can hit twice. Actually, hitting twice probably better because Red has got a bottom board. Always remember, you have to look at all 4 quadrants of the board before you make a decision about a play. 6-5. Okay. Edging into cubing country, but not quite there maybe. 3-2, you make the point. Yeah. Now if he fans, you've got a double. 6-5, completely different game. Now Red has an anchor, long-term equity, and it is White who might be struggling if he doesn't roll a 4. That's a 4. 2 down. He's actually got 4 checkers on his midpoint. Double 4. Now think. Okay, we're not going to think. That's fine. 3. 6 down. Yeah. So I don't mind if people don't double, but in a situation where there's been an equity swing, you absolutely have to take the time to think it through. You then come up with the conclusion. Now it's interesting because while he was still on the bar, it was probably a bigger double. So white still has a lot of work to do to bring this home. 11 checkers in the attack round. If he points on the 3 point, he will have lost his market. But if he doesn't, then red has still got a lot of play ability. But of course, we don't know Francisco, so we don't know how well he understands or will play this position. Trying possibly to get this into XG. My gut feel is that this is a take, he's taken. White has a great deal of work to do to win the position. That helps immeasurably, obviously. One checker in. If you get the other checker in, then he's fine. This makes a 9 point, I think. So you can make the 9 point, or you can make the 11 point. Now, long term, the 11 point is harder to clear. But this is obviously, and this duplicates twos as well, so may well be right. Double six, not good. 4-3, going to make the 10 point, I think. The trouble is, you make the outer points. Firstly, they're good for providing landing points to their checkers in. They're bad because you subsequently have to clear them to bring the game home. That's very useful and is going to make the bar point 3 times, I think. You could duplicate twos and do this, only 5-2 and double 2. It's easier to bring this home than making the bar, so it's going to be a very close decision. Now red is in significant cannon danger. Let's come in and close call with the 6 because he could play 13-7 because you want to board as quickly as possible. So you could hit, but this looks right. Okay, just roll it all home. You could play to the 11 point twice. You could slot a point and bring one down. All the plays will be close. The big question you have to ask is, do you do this and bring up the goalkeeper? So that takes a lot of pressure off white. It's very easy for white to bear checkers in. 5-4. Okay. So now red probably wishes that he still has the checker on the white's 2 point, because at best he's going to get a single shot here. So it's going to be 13-8 and 6-5, I think, or it could be 12-7 actually. You need to build a board as quickly as possible. Because if you get a shot and hit it, you want the strongest board possible. 3 and 2. Now you really, hello, we're going to do pay me now, pay me later. So any 3 makes it interesting. 4-1 and 2. That's probably a pretty good play with that 3-2 because red really has no board. And from here, white should get home comfortably. And red has so many outfield checkers that there is a lot of cannon potential. So now red should not be wasting any pips. I think you just play 16-11. It's either right, but now you've wasted one pip, and now you haven't taken a crossover. So bad technique on both parts of that roll, I think. 3, and then make the point. Yeah. Only 6-2 is bad for white. 6 is 6. Don't waste too many pips. Just play 13-9 or 16-12. Either is okay. 5-2. It's getting a bit skinny. Now 8 bad numbers for white. 6-1, 6-2, 5-1, 5-2. Again, don't waste any pips. The gammon, one big double from white, and the gammon rears its ugly head, so probably just 16-12 then. Yeah. Right, see if we can roll one of his bad numbers for a bit of fun for the spectators. That's one of his bad numbers. Right, an ace for red to make the game exciting. That's an ace. And now you play 12-9. Yeah. Now, if you're red, what you should be thinking about is, when am I going to redouble? So it's got 2s, 4s, 5s, and 6s here to point. It will still be a take at the moment, certainly. And it's probably not a redouble. Red's got a lot of work to do here, yeah. But no, here it comes. Right. So, at last, a pressure cube. And a drop. Really? Okay, right. The threat of hitting was enough for Ricardo to drop there. I suspect Red's recube was strong, but I don't think it was a pass. Okay, so sorry, I missed the first couple of rolls here. Looks like a fairly even position at the moment. I think you're going to split it back. This 1, 2. Okay, so I've tried to recreate that last 3 doubles as closely as I could. It was a good double, but it was a take, I believe. This is going to be a very short game unless white does something pretty useful. If he comes in on a 2-point, you can think about it. If he stays out, it's the end. So now, are you going to double? So you've got 9s. Yeah, nice double. Nice take. Double 3. Switch points, 5-2 twice, and then think about the other 2. That's 2 of them. Yeah. Now you bring a checker down, 13-10, and you probably play 11-8 to 8 to create another attacker. Close call. Double 2, not great. Something that makes a point is good. They split at the back, 1, 2, and you play 11-9 so that it acts upon. So that's 2 of them, and now you play 24-22 because you can't improve the front checker's position. 24-22 gives you some 7s to hit in the outer board. Yeah, this looks good. Five. Red will hit with anything he can. Twos, fours, fives, eights. 4, 1, 2, 3, and 24-20, I would think. Just as a proportion against double five. Could play 13 to 9, but then double five is an anti-joker, whereas 24-20 threatens to pick up another checker. 10 to 6 obviously isn't the right, because that checker's already working on the 4 point. Okay, so there's taking a small risk to create an extra builder. I've learned over the years to be aware of anti-jokers, so I must admit I'd have played 24-20 there. Double three, dice are the wrong way up, at least as far as white is concerned. Two is, we like the two. And then you play, yeah, this 6, 9 to 6, sorry, yeah. So now his fives, which don't work on his own side of the board, work on the other side very nicely. Double five. Fans. Going to hit with a 5. And I think you come up with the 4. I'm all for joker prevention, so yeah, nice plan. Now, even double 4 is not necessarily a game saver. So 2s, 3s, and 5s, but not 5, 4. Can't actually get another checker into position. I'll probably play 20 to 11 here. Gets you off double 4 for a start. Yeah, and it gives you some indirect numbers to hit on the 4 point if white happens to come in. No, not going well for Ricardo. 5 and 4. So again, you can't create any new. You can give yourself a good double 6 by playing 15 to 10. So that's 4. Now you've only got 3 attackers on the 4 point. I'm sure he can do better. He's got 3 at the moment. I can't get more than 3 direct numbers. I'd be tempted to play 15 to 10, 11 to 7, but this is okay. Staying out. 1s, 2s, and 3s. Good numbers. 5 and 1. Well, at least you can get an extra attacker now by playing 11 to 10. That's 2 off the. He plays. So this guards against a bad double 6. If he played 11 to 6, double 6 would have left a couple of blocks. So maybe he saw that. We'll never know. 4 and 3. So 3 and 4. 5 to 2. You still want to make the 4 point if you can. It's not essential, but it stops white rolling a joker. And again, this is still all right. You're going to win a gammon unless something is seriously odd. So joker prevention is a good idea. But he would have made the point with that 3-2 roll. Now he's going to have to continue indefinitely. So he could end up leaving a shot. So a tiny risk last time would have avoided a long-term risk now. So you do this, and then you just do 7 to 3. Yeah, you don't take a joker off because the gammon is guaranteed, so you don't leave any anti-jokers. Again, straight in for white. Yep. So red can play this very, very carefully. Okay, so red's got a pure bear-off structure and very unlikely to leave a shot. It requires 6-1-5 on a 4-1 followed by a double, a very small percentage. 2 off, and you'll be safe for another 3 rolls. 3, 2, 3. Three. Probably good enough to save the triple game, but not enough to save the double game. Well, you can at least give this a go. I think it's got 7 checkers left. 2, 3. Okay, okay. The white needs a minimum of 13 crossovers. So it's basically just not going to happen. Statistically, he now cannot save the gammon, so we'll just watch the death throes of white's position. And soon he'll realise that he can't actually do anything, and he has, and conceded. So it's 6-2 to Francisco. Yeah. Um, stop the clock. Francisco has taken a break, so that means I get to take a break as well. I'll see you as soon as the players return. Ricardo is looking a bit despondent there, having lost to Tobias this morning and now finds himself 6-2 behind in the fighters bracket. So he needs to regroup and hopefully come back all the stronger and try to catch up this deficit. But So Francis goes back. It's time to restart the match. He's leading 6-2 to 9. This is the fighters quarterfinal. So what do you do when you're leading 6-2? Well, you'd love an undouble gammon to get into the quarter game. You have to be a little bit shy about doubling because um, obviously the cube will come back very quickly if you double at 6-2. We won't need much excuse. Well, this is a theme of the day in so much as um, Ricardo has been rolling 6 5s all day. So 4-5 is a great number. Double two, good number. Yeah, so nice response. 3-1, nice and easy to play. 5-2 would be an optimal number. Double three is definitely going to make the 5 point. And then play 13 to 10, I would imagine. Yeah. So lovely roll. So white has only got one chef to escape, but red has got a beautiful structure. So here, yeah, 4-3 could have played. Okay. 4. Now this might be a switching play to stop. So you play 6-2 twice, 13 to 5. That's the switch play. Otherwise, you're playing 3 down and 1 in, but then, yeah, I quite like this. I mean, I think now you play 13 to 5. Or, no, sorry, play 13 to 5. Yeah, duplicating the 1. This is a nice play. 4-3. That's a great 2. And now down with the 5. Red has gained some time with this switching play. So can white now come in? No. 7s and 9s are now good for red. It's premature to cube at this score. 3 and 1. So the 1, I think, comes up because that unduplicates the 6. 24, 23, and then you play 8 to 5. Don't, yeah, so that's, and now 24, 23, that makes 4s, 5s, and 6s good. Yeah, nice play. Pick nice up. So again, white desperate to come in. Ricardo fails again. 7s and some 8s. 4-2, out you come. 4 with the 4. Probably keep going with the 2 because you don't want to do anything on the other side. And he fans again. And you could double. Now you're playing for an undoubled. 5-3 is fantastic. Now it's definitely playing for the undoubled gammon to get into 8-2. Good 6. A lot of tension in the position at the moment. Pick and pass with a lot of 2 and 3s. You can hit with 9s and 10s as well. 10. 1, 2. You're going to hit, I think, yeah. 1. You're going to hit. I think you're going to hit. 1, 2, 3. I think you hit 4. So white desperately needs a 6, so he's going to be in real trouble. And he's found for about four rolls now. In with a 1, useful, at least. 2s and 3s make the point. 5 and 2. And now you probably play 9 to 4. Yeah. And he's got the 1. So now the question, you have to readjust your game plan as red once this has happened. Are you still going to be playing for a gammon? There's a fair number of gammons here, but now, of course, there are an increased number of losses when you get hit. Certainly for this roll, he's fine. It's 9 to 3, and then probably 5 to 4. So now double 6 plays safely, and double 5 plays safely. Okay. And again, no roll that leaves a shot here, so it's fine. 2 is 2, and probably play 8 to 5, I think. Okay, you want to clear the 6 points as quickly as possible in situations like this. It's going to make the 3 point. It does have to worry slightly about the gammon, so we could have done that by playing 11 to 8, 11 to 7, which is slightly more accurate. That's a checker off the 6 point. Yeah. Again, white's got to be thinking about the gammon, so he should be bringing a checker in. There will come a time when red is not going to win enough gammons to make playing for the gammon valid. I think he's okay here, only 6, 5 and double 6 are even shot. And he's still thinking about it. There's a big difference between 7-2 and 8-2. You get to Crawford, the cube is dead for the rest of the match. So he's taking a roll here. Oh, he's rolled the dreaded 6-5. Right, so if white now rolls a 5, all that good work will have gone. Here we go. No. So now red will be playing on again. So barring double 5, I don't think there's any more shot leaving numbers. So still thinking. That's fair enough. He's got plenty of time. He's got 7 minutes left on the clock. His opponent's got 14 minutes, which possibly implies he hasn't taken quite long enough to think through some of the decisions, because I've said all day and for the last couple of days, backgammon is a very difficult game. And he's going to catch the point, and that's the end of it. I think I would have taken one more roll because there weren't many, if only double 5 left a shot, and then it's got to be hit. So, all right, 7-2. So now red's game plan is to win an undouble gammon. Oh, quick change of dice, and away we go. 5-1. So now I'm slotting here of white, which is exactly what Ricardo has done. You want to create gammonish positions. That's a good reply for 2 hitting. Double 5, you can hit. Yeah, this is right. Double 5. Now 5s and 4s for red. 5, 6, in and out. Off we go. With 2 and then hit. So standard opening fair here. Gammons don't hurt red, so you can afford to hit. Coming on 2 and hit. You can consolidate the lead by, well, the racing lead by playing here, but it allows white the whole roll. And he wouldn't have been hit back, and we'd have had a much stronger position. Now, okay, going for the hit. 1, make the 5 point and think about the other one, which is probably split at the back. Ugly. Yeah, probably the best of a bad bunch. And hit again. And again, you can get cute here and come in and hit with a 4, but just send a few more checkers back. So, white has got the wrong, is it right to give up the anchors quite so soon? It's interesting. Now you can make the bar point. What else can you do? 1, 2, 1, 2. Difficult to find. Given that white has got 4 checkers back, I might take the risk of making making the bar point. Yeah, I like the play. And you can also do this, but you're giving up the midpoint anyway, so why not make the bar? And if you're going to do this, you probably play 23-20 with the other one. Now, the checker that's come in can't be used to make the bar point. A slight inefficiency here, I think. Doing well, I think you just trundle up. Yeah. Or 5, okay. 1, 5, and then I think we just run 1 away. 3. You're going to hit. If you're coming in on the 5, you're definitely going to hit, I think. Again, gammons don't hurt until the cube has been turned. Yeah. And here is the cube, which has been taken. A nice aggressive cube, is it correct? It's got an anchor. No, it doesn't hit anything. Oh, sorry, it does. Beg your pardon. So red needs to come in, or he's going to feel uncomfortable. He's come in, and he's made the 9 points. So it's a good reply. So now the cube is dead, but he has just made the 5 point. So red will be a little bit nervous here. He needs to come in, not coming in. So spreading his checkers to the 4 wins in the hope of making the bar, staying out. 6, 5 is a good number here. They've still got a 5-point broken prime on the other side, so that's okay. 3-1. 1 and 4 in, and 6. And excitement, not at least not for the moment. But don't forget the cube has been turned. So 4 and 2. I think you want these white checkers aimed at the outer board point. So I would have played 24-18 there. He's brought a checker in in the hope of hitting something. 3-2, fine. Double 4. That's not quite so good. He's going to hit. No, wait a minute. He's going to come off the bar, certainly. So you hit with 1, come off the bar. Oh. This is a very big play. I'm not sure it's right. I think you need to be trying to make as white the 7 and 8 points. This is, you're overstretched here. Yeah, I prefer plays in this arena. I think with the last one I played 14-10, you need to get the checkers spread. 2 and 6. Well, the 2 is good. And the 6 is going to come out from the 24 point. Yeah. Who's favourite? 3, 1 is 1. Keep the. So it's double 2, so you can make the bar point. Or you. This is quite nice. I wouldn't break the rest of the prime. I wouldn't do this. I think I'd keep the prime. You've got 4 checkers behind a 5 prime. You want to keep them there realistically. Easy to play, 2 and 4. Yeah. So that does hit, so it will hit 14-11. The problem with Red's earlier play of 10-8 twice is it gives an escape tunnel to White, and he didn't really deserve it. So now he's going to flood the outfield with the idea of making the 8 and 9 points. Of course, he's got 3 checkers trapped on Red's ace point, which still a problem. Double 5. So if White could roll a 3, at least with the 1, he's going to play 24-23, and then he's going to make a builder for the bar on the 8 points. So things going pretty well for White at the moment. Staying out. 2s and 3s are good. 2-5, I think I'm going to spring another checker here. 2-5, yeah. Red could do with coming in, it has to be said, but he's deciding that unfortunately he can't do that yet. White eventually is going to make one of these points. So White's gone for brute force. And the question is, was that the right idea? Because I think I'll be positioning the checkers still again because there's a lot of work to do to make the outer board point rather than the inner board points. 4-5, okay. Now then, what have we got here? We've got 9s, 8s, 1. So he's going to play 24, 23, and 8 to 5, I think. Oh, 3. I still think we play 24, 23 because that checker's got to get home at some point. Yeah, this looks reasonable. Now, I think White engaged the wrong tactic over the last couple of rolls. So now he should play 16, 11. Got to keep all the checkers in play. This is not the time to move the checker on top of his 4 prime in his home board. The checkers need to work for a living. The question is, when is he going to split the back checkers? So a number of opportunities, a number of possible plays here. As long as he keeps all the checkers active, we'll be doing all right. So this was the first play I saw. Quite often the first play we see is correct. Now 1s, 2s, and 4s give him a perfect prime. Double 6, pretty useful. That was why he needed to anchor on 23 points. So that's not a difficult play. Huge favourite now then. Ricardo probably hasn't had the best of the dice today. He'd be quite glad he didn't split the rear checkers because he's still got an anchor, he's still got some hope. 3 and 2, I think he'd probably just play 8-3. He's certainly not going to make the 4 point. Yeah. Four and 2 makes the bar and sit and hope. Point making numbers available. Now you clear the 11 point because the point you really want is the 4 point. That's what I played. What's bad? 6-2 is bad. All 3 would have been all right. Cocked. 6-3, can make 2 point. Okay. Whilst that gap exists on the 4 point, White has still got some hope. There'll be some awkwardness about the bearing. 2s, 3s, and 4s would be the best number. 5 and 3 is okay, clears the 8 point. Yeah, and still has 1s, 2s, and 3s to make the 4 point. So, oh, hello. We could have made a prime by making the bar and playing 11-6, 12-6. So the 4 comes in, 7-3. Anything without a 3 or a 6 will clear the bar point next time. So, as we used to say in the school playground, ready, coming or not. So, key roll coming up. That's not a good idea. 6-5, force. 26 or double 3, 12 shots. Not 3-4 then. Now what? It's awkward because if you run off the ace point, then you're giving Red an awful lot of pointing numbers. If you do this, then you've lost your perfect board. E2, okay. Double 5. And so now there are 2 dead checkers. 3 dead checkers, effectively. 6 and 2. So we're probably reaching the end of this match unless something that really is going to be the killer blow. So, hello. He's still on the bar. The checker that was on the bar has now moved to the 2 point, I think. Sorry, no, it was double three, I beg your pardon. So I did have to play it, yeah. I think they're just checking the position. The white's position is pretty hopeless, whichever variation they end up with. But we must see this through to the end, obviously. We've seen Ricardo twice today, sadly for him. We've seen him lose twice. So he's effectively going to be out of the tournament. Um, Francisco will move on to the Masters Fighters semi-finals. So he needs to win three more matches to win the tournament. Not quite sure whether this is a true double elimination or whether it's a bit like Monte Carlo, where the winner of the fighters plays the winner of the undefeated, but the winner of the undefeated gets a larger share of the prize pool. So I don't know the answer to that one. We will find out. Still, I think they're looking at the position on rewinding the video. Right, five. You don't want to leave a double shot, so probably best to play 3-2 here. Because the only way you can possibly lose this is to leave a double shot. So I would play 3-2. So white will be going with any five or six. He'd rather stay, I think. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now even if red rolls 5-4, 6-5 is fine. Now white is going to go with virtually any number. 6-2. So two big numbers leave white a shot. 4 and 1 is okay. Double checker off. White doesn't want to roll double six. He wants to still be there. So 4-3, 5-3, double three, double four, double five, double six. 5-3 is a shot, so take a checker off. Another checker off. The same number of shots. There's no subtlety here, so I don't see why you would do this. But particularly if your opponent rolls 5-1. So you could have had one extra checker off and he'd have been missed. So what has he got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 6 off. So the white has a few winning chances. 4 and probably the 2 yeah. 6-1, you just keep going. Right, without a 4, this match will be over. Again, you stay back in case red rolls 2-1 or double one. 6-3, I think we're going to say that the match is going to be over in the next 2 rolls. 3-1. Death throws only. 3. Yeah. So this would be the win of the century. So this Well, why are we resetting? I thought the cube had been turned in this game. Yeah. So again, thank you very much for listening to the match. We wish Francisco well for the next round. Hope you've enjoyed so far today. I have now take my leave for today. I'll be back for the grand final tomorrow. I wish you all a pleasant evening. I imagine the weather in Gibraltar is better than the weather in London, which is grey and overcast. So again, thank you very much. And I personally will see you tomorrow.